Ian?
We have an emergency situation. It's an emergency situation.
What do I do? Do I
apex adjacent? Blah 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 blah. We're good at this. I was in a lift today. And as so often happens, I am exposed to popular music via my Lyft driver. Now,
my adrenaline is going down.
No. It's an emergency situation.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I'll stay peeking, buddy.
And you should match. Your adrenaline should be up, because I should tell you that this Lyft was a rented Nissan Altima.
Oh, shit.
Yes, it was being driven exactly as such.
No. Okay. Was it missing one or both bumpers?
I don't know, because I was being jostled so much in the back seat that I couldn't. Everything was blurry.
Like when I was in the back of that Mercedes that we drove at High Plains.
Yes.
Yeah. Turned sideways. Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
And yes, I was going to the mechanic to pick up my car, which was broken. But
what?
No, this is more important.
I didn't know his car was broken, people.
There is a very popular country song by someone named Blake Shelton. The name of the song is Austin.
Okay.
Dave, this song is him planning his outgoing voicemail message. It's not even his outgoing voicemail message. It's him planning an outgoing voicemail message. That is the whole song.
So it's like Tenacious D tribute. It's not the greatest song, but it's a tribute to the greatest song that's ever been written.
But it's a tribute. It's not even an inane song. It's a tribute to an inane song.
To planning the inane song?
Like, what?
So why is this an emergency, Ian?
Because I don't understand. I don't get it. Like, every time I'm in a lift and I'm exposed to like the music that the masses are listening to.
Yes.
I'm just like, well, yeah, we're morons. Of course. This is what's.
Well, you've run the gamut. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Oh my God. Like,
okay.
I was listening to the lyrics, and I was getting concerned for the fate of humanity.
Do you see why I listen to nothing but 90s big beat?
Yeah.
If I'm in my bubble, then Blake Shelton can't hurt me.
I don't. Did people know? Is this a song? I don't know how long the song has been out. I don't know how old it is. I'm flabbergasted.
Wait,
and
okay.
the Lyft driver was singing. He was singing along to it.
Was it catchy at least?
No.
But you're thinking about it.
It was bad.
Uh-huh. Okay.
It was so aggressively bad. Anyway, that's all.
I do
that's
like
all.
that. I do like that Blake Shelton wrote the song at you.
I think he might have. He might have.
I think he did. Yeah.
But literally, it's him like talking about what the message is going to say to the person who calls his phone.
Okay.
That's the whole song.
All right. I mean, there's been worse concepts for a song.
I don't think there is.
Tequila?
I mean, I would say that it's like Tequila's like way up here. Tequila's a great song.
It is a great song.
But as far as lyrical concepts, yes, it's lacking. So we're at the bottom of the tier, but like Tequila's here, and then like way, way down, we got like Mambo number 5. And then through the floorboards, we got this piece of shit.
This is where I stand up and reveal my full back Mambo number 5.
Louis
tattoo. Yeah. With a Quad City DJ's tramp stamp. Hey, I like the Quad City DJs.
I mean, compared to this song, like the thong song is basically Shakespeare.
Yeah. I have to say, it does entertain me how upset this kind of stuff makes you. It kind of entertains me. On one hand, I feel for you because I don't want my boy to get hurt. I don't want Blake Shelton to hurt my baby. we should write a song planning the message that we're gonna leave this asshole for making you listen to that song.
Yeah.
That's what we need to be doing, Ian.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The name of the song is Blake Shelton Gave My Baby an Aneurysm.
Yeah, the label's like, yes, so just so you know, first 4 words can't be fuck you, motherfucker.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So-
All right. Well, I'm thankful that you survived your Lyft ride. I think what it is if you experience that Blake Shelton thing on its own, it would have a certain gravity to it. If you experience the Altima ride on its own, it would have its own, like, so I think you were facing a cacophony of things from all angles. Yeah.
Yeah. At one point, I was really worried that I was being transported to like a CIA black site because I was being put in a stressful situation and being blasted with terrible music.
Yes. You were Manuel Noriega.
Yeah.
He was Manuel Noriegaing you.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was like, I don't think I put Guantanamo Bay as my destination.
Yeah, 32 hours. Yeah. Yeah. Getting a canoe is part of the instructions. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think all of those things are difficult for you to handle, difficult for us to handle on their own, but all at once, that's a lot. That's
too much.
Yeah.
It's too much.
Yeah. Were you also like getting a colonoscopy at the same time? Like
these seats are very uncomfortable.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So that's all I have to report about that. Anyway.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm thankful that you survived, buddy. I am. And you did turn 40 not a little bit ago, Ian. So I mean, we do need to talk about your colonoscopy.
It's 45 now.
It's 45 now.
Yeah.
Is it?
45.
Okay.
They changed it back to 45.
No, that's prostate exam.
Isn't that what? I don't know. No, this is all the same thing. I don't know.
It's not
same
the
appointment.
same thing.
It's all in the same area.
Oh boy. All right. We're going to talk after the show.
Anyway. I did not get a colonoscopy, but my car did.
Oh, okay. Yes. Oh, yeah. See, your story was so crazy and your attitude about Blake Shelton. Yeah. What the fuck happened with your car?
That's why I was joking about, like, I have nothing else to report because I thought you were going to pounce and be like,
yeah,
what? You sent your car?
Yeah. Well, ADHD Dave forgot about that. Yeah.
So I went out of town for work last week. And right before I went, I got a low coolant warning on the dash, which I never get, but it was on the cold start. It was a really cold morning, and then it warmed after the car warmed up. It was fine.
Sure,
it went away right away. So I was like, oh, okay, that's weird. And then, I got it again the next time I drove it, and it didn't go off.
And at any point, did you check your coolant level?
Yes, of course. There was coolant in the reservoir. It was just like
real close to the sensor.
Real close. So I was kind of parked on a hill. Maybe there's something like that.
And if there was no coolant, then yeah, obviously freak out. Yeah.
But it was fine. But then it did something it has never done in the 12 plus years, 13 years I've owned it.
Okay.
It overheated a little.
No, Ian.
It didn't go, but I have never ever, I've taken my car to the track and all sorts of crazy stuff. I have never seen it move off the middle peg.
Right. Ever. Yeah.
And it creeped up and I went,
no.
What's happening? And I had like all the worst case scenarios.
Oh no. Okay.
And so I immediately called my mechanic and was like, how soon can you get me in? I'm going out of town. Can I just come drop it off?
Yeah.
And they were like, yep, bring it on up. And it turned out it was just a cracked thermostat housing.
Okay.
20-year-old car.
Sure.
Gonna happen.
Yeah. Aluminum thermostat housing?
I think the housing is plastic and then it's aluminum.
Okay.
Inside. It was like a plastic piece that was cracked.
Okay.
Anyway, So yeah, it got fixed and all
Okay.
is well. But that is, I realized that's my first cooling
heating
system
issue.
issue in 13 years I've had that car.
Yeah.
Pretty,
and how many miles are on
amazing.
it? Tell the people.
100 and just shy of 150.
Wow. That's awesome, man.
Yeah. So
that's great.
Yeah. Luckily it was, not a catastrophic failure. I was like, oh God, the heater core is cracked or
head's warped.
Yeah. So just all the worst possible things.
Yeah.
And I thought I saw residue. I was seeing residue on the windshield. I wasn't.
Oh, okay.
Everything's fine. So,
okay.
Yeah. I
Gotcha.
I was convincing myself of really bad stuff. But
no, I think that's a real common thing is that when we get even the slightest inkling that there could be something bad, we do often jump to worst case scenarios.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I was at autocross and the Nugget was blowing out a bunch of white smoke out of the exhaust, I instantly went to like turbo, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I almost bought a turbo online while I was at that event. And it turns out the air oil separator was just full of oil because I was running too much oil in the car. Yeah.
There you go.
But we go to worst case scenarios. Yeah. Or worst case scenarios. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I was also worried that it was maybe a head gasket or something because I wasn't seeing any puddles.
Right. Nothing on the ground.
I wasn't smelling coolant.
Yep.
So it must have just been a tiny crack and it was just enough to like let pressure out,
Yep. Sure.
Yeah.
Dude. Hey, good on you for keeping an eye on it though. Right.
Yeah. I mean, because I saw that temperature gauge go up and I was like, oh, that's never happened before.
Yeah.
This is new.
Right. Yeah.
So
I get it. Yeah.
Yeah. But dude. Yeah, all is well. It never got super, super hot. So
good. Should be
good. And I drove it today and all was well.
Perfect. Good. Whew. Yeah. No, that's so good. Okay.
Yeah. But the whole song is a voicemail message. The whole thing.
I'm going to have to listen. So I know what your album of the week is, huh?
Absolutely not.
Okay. All right. Well, speaking of cars, besides your mechanic working on cars, Ian, you and I worked on a car together.
Did we?
Yeah.
Oh, we did.
I drove to your house.
I forgot we haven't talked about that yet.
No,
it's been a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Yes, we did. Oh my God. Yeah.
I played mobile mechanic. Yeah.
Mr. Dave drove to my house to help me.
Yeah.
We were just changing over to the winter setup on the family car, which I'm very happy that we did because Jenny did drive it up into the mountains and got into some snow and stuff like that. And it performed beautifully.
As it does, yeah.
But yeah, I learned that my cordless impact drill is far inferior to Dave's cordless impact drill because I could not get a couple of lug bolts off and his just like it was nothing.
That number 4 setting on the Milwaukee is quite the doozy. Yeah.
Yeah. So I am looking at upgrading mine.
There is a very good Ryobi that will take your batteries. Yeah.
Okay.
I found it online. I'll send it to you. Yeah. So you don't have to buy the whole new ecosystem. Yeah. You don't want the Red Devil to get you, man. Because once you buy a fucking Milwaukee thing, then next thing you know,
right.
Yeah. Louis Bega back tattoo, Milwaukee chest tattoo. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Well, and I've got a bunch of the Ryobi stuff. I've got, the leaf blower and the air compressor and all that stuff. So
yeah, that air compressor you have is great. Yeah.
It does. Yeah. It does a great job. I really like it.
Yeah. So the best tool is the one you already have the battery for. I will say that I've said it before. I'll say it again and again and again. Who cares? Like Bosch, Ryobi, Milwaukee, DeWalt. I don't give a shit. Yeah. If you already have a good battery, just buy another tool for that. Yeah. Yep. So anyway, but yeah, it was nice to come by to work on your dub, to see Jenny and the kids.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You got to experience the joy of jacking a car up in a driveway with children running around.
That's something that I have not had to take into account before. And yeah, it is. I can see why it is difficult to coordinate. So I did want to offer you a subscription to the Sev Pro Plus tire service swap plan. we have a couple different levels. Our bronze tier, all the way up to diamond double platinum. Yeah. Yeah.
What does diamond double platinum get me? Does that get me like you take my kids to a daycare center for the day as well?
Yeah, I won't give you a back rub. Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, but
bronze tier is you bring more children over.
Yes, exactly. Yes. Yeah, and make you listen to Blake Shelton.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. No, I mean, dude, I'm happy to do that anytime. So I just want you to know that you have a lifetime pass for seasonal tire changeovers. You and I can knock that shit out. Yeah. So
it did go much, much faster with 2 sets of hands. And also I feel like you just have you bring good luck vibes to every time I've worked on a car with you, it has gone 100 times smoother than if I had done it by myself. Even just like, cause I know how to change tires, but like something always goes wrong if I do it by myself. Always, every single time.
Well, I'm happy to be there. I don't know. Yeah, it's nice. Yeah, I'd love doing that kind of stuff. So it's no problem, buddy.
Yeah. It was fun.
Yeah,
appreciate it.
Yeah, not a problem. Yeah, and then after just this week, I went over to my buddy Lenny's house that you met that we've been karting with. Yeah, he has a Dodge Ram pick 'em up truck. I can't remember if it's the Bighorn or not. It's not the Longhorn. But it's very well equipped. It's the generation before the one that we drove.
Okay.
And his amplifier went out for the stereo system. It's made by Alpine, and the fuckers put it underneath the dash in the front. Yeah, and it's like mounted vertically. It looks like a PlayStation 2 underneath your dashboard. And so he was having a hard time getting to some bolts to get it out.
We were talking about this at the DJ Shadow show.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. And so, so I brought over my super shallow sockets, and we got it knocked out. Yeah.
Nice.
So, yeah. I think he said that the dealer wanted $500 for a new amp. He got one on eBay for $40 and it works. So
there you go.
Right.
There you go.
Yeah.
And that was before that wasn't including installation. That was I
think that was just the part. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I know, right? Yeah. And that's the thing, it's not like those parts are going to expire. It's not like food, you don't need to sell it to get rid of it. It's taking up some shelf space in some warehouse somewhere. From the Mopar parts circuit,
Well, and I'm sure they put it in everything.
Dude, yeah, that amp was in a lot of stuff. Yeah. So, yeah, you're exactly right. I was telling Lenny, I was like, his truck is a 2013. I was like, oh, we may have the same starter motor on my Fiat 500 and your Dodge Ram. Yeah. Yeah, right? Yeah.
That'd be pretty funny.
Yeah. Yeah. But then after that, I let Lenny take the Fiat for a drive. So he had a hoot in that. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Let your friends drive your cars, people, especially if you have weird ones,
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Speaking of which, I did borrow my friend's truck.
Okay.
Recently, because we're starting to move some things around. And borrow a pickup truck. It's an 04 Nissan Frontier.
Okay. Yeah.
With a stick and the 4-cylinder. Man, I need a small truck in my life.
Dude,
it is so great.
Right? Growing up with those, I had an 88 and a 92, and it was 92 or 94. I can't even remember now. 94, I think. Dude, they're so utilitarian.
Yeah.
They're just what you need. They're just what you need.
Yeah. Jenny and I were in it because we were moving stuff back and forth to a storage unit to move some stuff out of our house. And we were like, man, a crew cab one of these, or a mountain car would be perfect. That's exactly what we need.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You see the appeal. You really do. Right?
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another crazy, like, just like nice thing about a pickup truck is when I was working on Lenny's truck with him, laying, you have to do like, yoga to get underneath the dash, but the truck's up high enough that it's not really that much of a struggle to lay on the floor. And it's a flat floor. So you don't have that ridge that like goes across the center of your back that gives you back problems for the rest of your life. You're just laying on a flat floor to work on it, right? Like, yeah, like there's so many little conveniences in pickup trucks like that, it's just nice. And I love that you were tootling around in a Nissan Frontier, man. Yeah.
Yeah. I did lots of tootling. Yeah. And I will say it did make, when I got in my car this morning after I went and picked it up from the mechanic, I forgot how to use my clutch because like the Nissan Frontier clutch is very gummy. Like it's all like it's in there somewhere.
Refinement is not part of the equation with a Frontier or a Nissan truck, which is fine. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And I got in my car and almost stalled it. And I was like, oh God, that's right.
Yeah.
There's an actual bite point that I have to remember.
Right. Yeah. 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 It's not just a vague notion of engagement. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I love that. Yeah. Yeah. No, the Nissan trucks, man, the old pick 'em up trucks, just a vibe, dude. I love them. I love an old Nissan pickup truck. Yeah.
Really great.
Yeah. Nice, man. Yeah.
Yeah. And I like it because it's like a little bit beat up. So like I didn't feel bad, but like
it's not precious
and stuff like that. It's great.
Right. Yeah. Did it have the plastic bed liner or like a bed liner spray in, anything like that?
Yeah. It's a plastic bed liner.
Yep.
Which, it was.
That's what I had in all mine. Yeah.
Yeah. He has a cool setup too, where he has like the gate that flips back down, like the little cage.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
You can extend the bed.
Yeah.
And he just has like a lockbox on it. So like any of his friends that need it can just like go grab the key and take it.
That's awesome.
It's cool. Yeah.
That's so great, man. Yeah. Let me see here. I got some images of and it was the 4-door.
No, it's not a crew. This one's not a crew cab.
Oh, it was a king cab?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I had my 94 was a king cab. Yeah.
Yep. It's actually just like that silver one.
Okay.
The silver king cab. Yeah.
There we go. There. Yeah.
Almost exact truck.
Nice, man.
But it's a 2-wheel drive. Yeah, he has like studded tires on it. It's great.
Yeah. Yeah. Dude, there's something so invincible about those vehicles. Yeah. That's awesome, man. Yeah.
Yeah. The jump seats in the back are not quite confidence inspiring to put children in.
No, but you should not do that. Yeah.
Beyond just like we went to like the garden store with them in the back one time.
Exactly.
That's about it.
Yeah.
But I think a crew cab, one of those for a camping trip would be like, it would be great.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
So anyway.
Nice, dude. That's awesome, man. I love it. I love it when my buddy Ian's a truck boy, Yeah. Yeah.
It happens sometimes.
No. Hey, and it's great. Right. Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah. Trucks are wonderful. Yeah. That's so great, man. Nice, dude. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Well, what else do we got? A car wash conundrum.
Yes. So I want to put this past you because I need to get your take on this. Okay. So let me give you a scenario, and then I want to hear like what you would be okay with, like kind of like a judgment or a dividing line, kind of like a barrier. This is kind of similar to the conversation that you brought up around like speeding tickets, kind of like having like a graduated scale depending on like the car and stuff like that, right?
Yep.
So, okay, here's the situation. I have a coin-operated wand car wash not too far from me that I love going to. It's not too crazy busy, even on like post like snow days and stuff. Maybe you got to wait for one car, right, to finish up, And, you can do the credit card or throw in a bunch of quarters, whatever. I usually do the credit card, right? And so I swipe it, I wash my car, and, I leave. And there was a car that pulled in like directly after me that like had just rolled up, right? They weren't waiting long. And But I saw them. And so I went home and, I'm like running errands and doing stuff, right? So Saturday or Sunday or something, I can't remember. And I get an email for every charge that's posted to my credit card, right?
Mm.
And I get the email that it was a $10 charge, right? But I'm like super efficient at the wand, right? Like I wrap that shit up in like 5 minutes and 20 seconds, right?
Mm-hmm.
I had forgotten to hit the stop button. And so the person behind me just ran out the clock on my card. Okay. Wow. I have been in their situation and pulled in after somebody and it was still running. I hit stop on it. Mm-hmm. Right. And then I did my thing. Okay. So the car I feel like the car that pulls in after you mm-hmm. is the thing that like you use to determine if you're fine with it. It's not like you can change anything. I forgot to hit stop. What am I going to do? I can't contest the charge or anything. Mm-hmm. I just have to let it go. I made a mistake. So guess what? There's consequences.
Right.
Right. So it's not like I can fight it, but like but you want to like justify or like reason it away so that you just like, it doesn't take up space in your head anymore. Right. Okay. Mm-hmm. So the car that comes in after you, like if it was like, say that Mercedes EQS that we drove, I would be crazy pissed about that.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, I would be so pissed because obviously you have $140,000. You're taking, $4.30 from me. I got a problem with that. Right?
Yeah.
It was a pretty clapped out Mark IV Volkswagen Golf in black. Lots of factory color was black, but it was right.
One of my people. Yeah.
Yes. So I saw that charge. I put everything together in my head and I was like, you know what? I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it.
Those vapes are not going to pay for themselves, Dave.
No, they're not. They're not. Right? Yeah. Yeah. So like, yeah. Do you have like, what would you see that would inspire hatred and what would you be perfectly fine with? Like if you were in the same setting?
No, I think I'm kind of with you because, the example that popped in my head right away was like, there are two cars that are the same car that would inspire opposite reactions, right?
Okay.
So like, if it was like a brand new Mercedes Maserati Quattroporte.
Okay.
Right? Brand new. You'd be like, this motherfucker.
Right. Yeah, like a 2024 Quattroporte. Yeah.
Now, if it was a 2004 Maserati Quattroporte, you'd be like, can I buy you like 4 more car washes? Because I feel like you need this help more than I do. Right.
Yes. You're probably doing this so that you like mentally like are trying to distance yourself from real problems that your car is addressing. You're kind of like hoping that washing it fixes something else.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. That's really good. Like the year and the condition from the same, like, yeah.
Like this car is ruining you.
You
should not have to pay for car washes.
Right. Yes. You should just get to tailgate on anybody else's fee. Yeah. Okay. I really like that, Ian. That's really good.
Yeah. But I do love that it was a Mark IV Volkswagen because that makes sense. That checks out.
Hey, they were washing it. But I saw that and I was like, you know what, buddy? Yeah, it's okay.
Well, is it on this one? Because I've seen it both ways where like sometimes it's not super clear on those if it's charging more money or you had already paid for the time. Could they have reasonably thought like, oh, this person has already paid for this time anyway, and so I'm not like charging them more money. I'm just getting a free car wash out of this?
No.
Or does it like count up the dollars?
It keeps counting up the dollars. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And on this, you have to turn, it's not just when you turn the thing to stop, they know that like people are going to accidentally cycle through stop while they're on the way to like high pressure wash.
Right.
So you have to go to stop and then you have to hit the button on the little reader.
Right.
I went to stop and I forgot to hit the little button. This is the only car wash I ever go to. Yeah.
Now, this is a good question too. Were you in the Fiat or were you in the Lexus?
I was in the Fiat. Yes.
Oh, so this is hatchback on hatchback violence.
It is. It is. Yeah.
Oh, that's not acceptable.
Right. Because if they saw me pull away in the LS 460, they'd be like, this motherfucker has $4. Right. Mm-hmm. I don't. Yeah. I mean, I'm on a podcast talking about how I noticed $4 discrepancy. So, you tell me. Right. But yes, yeah, I'm the guy that gets an email for every charge. Not to say I'm spending it responsibly, but I at least know.
You just want to be confronted with your bad decisions.
Right. Yeah. I'm not going to ostrich this thing. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, but that's a great question. What car was I in? Yeah. I failed to express that. Yeah. I was in the Fiat. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that makes it worse, I think.
Yeah. I think you're right. Yeah. Yeah. Because then they would have been like, does this guy, like, should I really be taking this from this guy? Yeah.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
I'll bring it up at the next meeting.
Yeah.
We're going to have a lot of old business first, a lot of fuses and that sort of thing that we have to discuss. Favorite flavor of fuse.
Do you have a working horn yet?
No, I did ask them for a 20 amp fuse and they gave me the wrong size.
Did they give you the big boy and you needed the medium boy?
No, they gave me the small boy and I needed the medium boy.
Okay. I was at Harbor Freight and I saw a pack of fuses. I was going to get it for you, but I was worried I was going to get the wrong size. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I just need to go get one. But I never think about it until the moment where I need one. And then I'm always sort of glad that I don't have it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I think this is public service really more than anything.
Yeah. I've been reluctant to replace it.
Yeah. Hey, I get it. Yeah. Yeah, I love it. I like that. Like at one point, it was a robbing Peter to pay Paul kind of thing, and now it's a mod.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a mod for everybody else. But now the bad thing is that now I've discovered that I can just use my exhaust as communication device.
Yes, your exhaust is a communication device. Yeah,
which is more obnoxious, so I'm thinking maybe I should fix the horn.
Nice. Okay. Nice, Ian. Right on. I love it, buddy. I love it. Okay. All right. So you've been traveling.
I have been traveling. I mentioned that briefly. I did do some traveling in the last week or two, and I've had two rental cars. Well, I kind of had three rental cars. The first rental car I had was a Chrysler 300.
Oh, okay. All right.
Which I was not super thrilled about, but the woman behind the rental car counter was very excited for me. And so I couldn't then be like, well, could I get something else?
Right. Yeah.
So I ended up with the 300. It was cold where I was.
Okay.
But I would like to report a major scientific breakthrough. After decades of research, science has finally brought us male birth control, which is the seat heaters in the Chrysler 300. Because my God.
Okay.
I put it on. I put on the seat heater and went and put my bag back in the car. And then I got back in the car and I got to the end of the driveway and I was just like, holy shit.
You got
lifting myself off the seat and press getting back because it was in the menu. You had to
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they should come with a warning.
Okay.
Crazy hot. Maybe it was just like the one in the rental car was like on the fritz
Shorted.
or something. Like I couldn't have it past the 1.
Oh,
like,
wow.
It was like a 1 through 3 thing, and I could only have it on 1.
Jesus, what does 3 do?
I'm telling you, yeah. Takes care of some things.
Yeah, it cooks eggs and your eggs.
Yeah. And then if you need a wound cauterized or anything, just turn on the seat heater.
Okay.
And then the next place I went, I got myself a Kia EV6.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And then I got to the gate to leave, and they were like, "Oh, this has a maintenance stop on it. You can't take it." And I was like,
"No!"
I took it from the place that said take it. And so I had to go give it back.
Aww.
And I ended up with one of the worst cars.
Oh no!
The GMC Terrain.
Oh yeah.
I forgot. I drove one of these like a year or 2 ago, and remember it has like the weirdest seating position where like the dash is like angled down.
Oh yeah. Let me look at the
remains
interior
an
pictures.
Awful car.
Yeah.
Oh, and that was the other crazy thing. Yeah, look at the interior because I want to show you something.
Okay.
We may have already talked about this, but
like 2022, 2024.
Yeah, about 2022. So see if you can zoom in on this interior picture.
Okay.
Because the way you change gear is bonkers. So underneath the climate control there.
Okay, here, let me see if I can zoom. Yeah. Okay.
Underneath the climate control here.
Oh, I see it.
Those are the push buttons for the transmission.
Yeah.
The only way that there's no paddles, you can change gear in this car. It is all the way on the right-hand side. There's a minus button and a plus button. And so you have to go like this to change up gears, and it's like a reach.
You have to reach into your passenger's lap, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like 6 inches away from the glove box at that point.
It's the most bizarre control on a modern car that I can think of.
That's really odd, man.
It's real weird.
Yeah. That is. Why would it be so far away?
I don't know.
I mean, there's like space here, right? There's like space. Yeah, there's space everywhere.
But why not park further away?
Right.
It's presumably when you're reaching for that, you're stopped.
One would hope. Yeah.
Right? But when you're doing that, when you're like, is presumably it's for like towing, you would want to be able to hit that on the move and not have to like reach over for it. It's so strange.
Oh, that is really weird.
Right?
Yeah. Oh, I do not like that, Ian.
Yeah. Well, don't worry. The rest of the car is also awful.
Okay. I mean, the interior doesn't look bad, but I can't imagine it's good.
No, but it's got that weird ass seating position. You're very high up. I get the seat as low as I can get it.
Yep.
You're still very high up. So it feels like you're on top of the car.
Okay.
It also understeers like crazy. And again, the dash is like angled down.
Yeah.
It's really weird.
Yeah.
This picture does not do it justice, but the instrument cluster is like angled towards your navel.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that in this picture here that we pulled from somewhere, that this car is not like there's a lake in the background. It's understeering into that lake.
Because someone was trying to find the gear shift.
Yeah. That's really weird, Ian. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it sucks that you had to go from an EV6 to this.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. When you're about to be a boosty boy with a fun button.
I know. I was so excited. And then it was one of those things there was only a handful of cars left.
Yeah.
And I got off the bus first.
Oh, okay.
I ran right to the EV6 because I saw it and I was like, sweet.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I got to the line and then by the time I got back, there was 2 cars left.
Oh, shit.
Shit.
Yeah. Damn it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Of course, they're terrains that are left over.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, man. Okay. Yeah.
I do have one other story.
Yeah. I see it in the notes here. I want to hear this.
It is not car related whatsoever.
Okay. All right.
So I was in Columbus, Ohio, and it was on Super Bowl Sunday because I scheduled this work trip and did not know. I had completely forgotten that it was Super Bowl Sunday. And
What's
so
it
I
like
had
to travel on Super Bowl Sunday, buddy?
It was not good to travel on Super Bowl Sunday because I was in the morning, and so everybody was trying to get their flight done in the morning so they could
get
watch
to where they. Yeah. Okay.
So it was a nightmare. But anyway, so I realized I had forced another person to travel on Super Bowl Sunday.
Okay.
Completely by accident, and this person actually liked football, so I ended up like going to bar and like watching it with them.
Okay.
We ate a bunch of wings. Great.
Okay.
We go back to the hotel bar where they had the game on, and it was quiet. It was just the two of us and the bartenders in there. But then this guy came in, and he just kind of like blew in. He had been eating at the restaurant in the bar and then like had his tab transferred over. But immediately he's like right next to me, and he just starts talking really loudly about how the Department of Defense is paying for his meal, and he started saying that he was a Navy SEAL and like all this other stuff. And he has an ID card with a chip in it that they can track his movement everywhere on the globe.
Oh boy. Okay.
And he kept saying like the Department of Defense is paying for my meal. The guy I was with also, like me, was a veteran.
Uh-huh.
And so we keep hearing him like kind of, because we're kind of watching the game, but then we kind of keep hearing him talk.
You can't not hear something like that when it's nearby, right? Yeah.
And it's like just a little off, right? Where like, okay, I mean, he was really drunk and whatever, but like he was still just saying things that was just not quite right. And he had like a beard.
Right.
And so he starts talking to me, and I am not going to just lead with, well, I'm also a veteran.
Right.
Meanwhile, my friend is in like veteran organization gear. Like he's like part of a veteran organization. So he has the gear on.
Okay.
And it's very plainly like veteran organization sort of stuff.
Right.
But this guy keeps talking to me. And so I do what comes naturally to me, and I start fucking with him. And I start asking him like, Navy, you guys are the ones with the boats, right? Like that sort of stuff.
Uh-huh.
And he gets kind of angry. He's getting like kind of angry with me.
Okay.
And I was like, you said the Department of Offense is paying for your... He's like, no, Defense, Agency of Defense, right? And he like just going around like I would with like a toddler, but like just kept like spitting him up, right?
Yeah.
And I kept that going for like, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes or so.
Okay.
It's just like every once in a while, just like I got bored and I would just ask him like some off the wall weird question, because I really didn't think he was a Navy SEAL. Like it was just too strange, right? And so I asked him about like what deployment he was going on and all this other sort of stuff, and he was like, it was just not matching up. Like it didn't make sense. So then I eventually, the guys with and I were like, you know, we're veterans. We've been fucking with you this whole time. You know that, right?
Yeah.
And he was like, he got angry.
Okay.
Which is also like a weird thing, right? Because if you see someone from another branch, the thing you have to do is fuck with them. Like that's the whole.
Yeah. That's the code. Dynamic. Right. Yeah.
Right. So he got like really angry about it, which is really weird. And then he like really was like trying to get out of there and like, I got to go and all this other stuff. And he kept talking about how his girlfriend was up in the room and blah, blah, blah. And he had like takeout containers, like full of food, like tons of food, like a full steak, this huge dessert, other stuff. He kept ordering drinks. And then he was like, well, I got to go. He kept asking if he could smoke in there. The bartenders kept being like, no.
Right. Yeah.
And then he was like, well, I got to go to the bathroom. The bathroom was on the other side of the bar, but there was like a big steep staircase, like right next to it. So it was like, and he was like stumbling drunk. So I was like, let me walk you to the bathroom because I am afraid that you're just going to
Right. Yeah. Just become a traumatic brain injury. Yeah.
Right. So I get him over by the bathroom, and then he's like, well, actually, I want to go smoke. So he starts heading down the stairs, and I'm like, so I kind of follow him because I'm like, I don't know, is this guy like just gonna walk into traffic? Like, what's his deal? Yeah. He gets outside, doesn't have any cigarettes, and I'm like, well, buddy, it's like 10 o'clock at night. Like, you're not gonna find.
Yeah.
They roll up the sidewalks at like 8 p.m. here. They're like, you're not gonna find. And he just like walks off. But before he does, he's like, I just don't understand why you would be mean to me like that. And I was like, what are you talking about? And so he walks off. I go back upstairs, and a surprise to nobody, his credit card has been declined.
Of course.
Did
he have all the food with him when he went?
No, he left it all. He left.
Oh, okay. He
left a huge dessert that he didn't touch at all.
Right. Okay.
Because I ate part of it.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah. I was. The only reason you're telling me that he didn't touch it is because you ate it. Yeah.
Yeah. We split it. Yeah. It was huge. It was like a 4-person dessert.
Okay.
And then he introduced himself as like Giorgio.
Okay. All right.
The name on the card was George. It was declined. So the bartender went downstairs. Turns out he wasn't staying at the hotel.
Okay.
And we looked up the name on the card. And there was like a full website dedicated to this guy. He is just like a known con man in the Ohio area who just goes to fancy restaurants and like spouts bullshit and skips out on his tab. Like, that's just like whole thing.
Okay.
Yeah. And it was like a legit like stolen valor like con man. Crazy. I was excited about it. I was like, I've never seen.
Yeah. Like a weird grift in real life. Yeah.
Yeah. Just the absolute confidence and balls to do that is crazy.
I think it's a mental disorder.
Yeah. It was nuts.
Yeah.
It was nuts. And then the funny thing was that one of the things that he had left was a full steak.
Okay.
He had ordered a filet, medium well, and I said, this is his greatest crime.
Yeah.
So that was my run-in with George the con man in Ohio.
That's amazing, Ian. Yeah.
It was weird.
Yeah.
It was real weird.
From what I know about, people in like the upper echelons of kind of military service and elitism, they love telling any stranger that that's what they do.
Well, but sometimes they do. That's the weird thing about special forces people is that either they won't shut the fuck up about it,
right,
or you would never know.
Right.
And it's one of the two.
Right.
So this guy was a bit of a blowhard. It was weird because he was saying weird things.
Yeah.
But the fact that he would advertise wasn't totally out of the realm of possibility.
Yeah, sure.
Because I've run across both. But it was real strange.
Oh, wild.
And then the bartenders just gave us a bunch of free drinks after that because they were like, that was crazy.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
So
weird.
That was the story.
So I mean, like, so he dined for some things and then dashed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. He had like eaten a full meal and then ordered all this other stuff, and then I think he realized that we were kind of onto him.
Yeah.
And then got real like defensive and jumpy and bolted.
Yeah. Wow. Huh. Well, maybe it's like the Costanza mental state. It's not a lie if he believes it,
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah. Borderline personality disorder, everybody. It's a hell of a drug.
Yeah, it was wild.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah, Giorgio.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I love it. Yeah. Well. Anyway,
I think we should finish up with an album of the week. What do you think?
Yeah, I have a license plate game for you if you want it, but yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Game.
Our buddy Mark sent in, he's been collecting some Volkswagens. And so this one is called Triple Dub, Ian.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Speaking of hatchbacks, I think one of these motherfuckers used my car wash money. No. Okay, here you go, buddy. Here is the Volkswagens. Def Volkswagens. Okay.
Yeah, so we've got a newer R up top. No.
Yeah, that's an R. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's an older R, I think. The center exhaust is kind of throwing me, but it's got the newer R badge on it. Oh, but it's got 2 R's. That's weird.
Double R.
Double R.
Okay.
And then we've got a GTI underneath that.
Uh-huh.
And then we've got a truly newer Golf R with the quad exhausts.
Yes.
At the bottom in red. Interesting. Okay, and then the license plates are O Snap, Rated R, and Silly R.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Interesting. Okay. So my first instinct, can we do some zoomies?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go upstairs to the silver one, or dark gray one.
We've got some ECS tuning.
Yep, some bronze wheels.
Mm-hmm.
Double R badges,
Yeah, we've got...
Yeah, some kanji on the license plate.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Interesting.
Yep.
The double R badges.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay.
All
right. Interesting.
Yep.
And then we've got, I'm 90% sure this is a GTI.
Okay. What makes you lean that way?
The exhaust.
Okay.
Is a GTI style exhaust.
Okay. Smaller wheels than
smaller wheel arches.
Yeah.
Than that generation would have otherwise. Yeah, that's a GTI.
Okay. All right.
And then we have the red one.
Yeah.
A newer one.
With a stripe. Yeah, with the offset stripe. And one heck of a rear diffuser back there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't mind that at all.
Oh, and at tim.7r is Instagram handle right on the car.
Instagram handle, yep.
Yep.
Okay. All right, and then, so I think obviously the O Snap, I think, is the middle one, is the GTI, because it's not an R.
Okay.
And then, I think Silly R is on the bottom and Rated R is on the top.
Okay.
I think Silly R kind of maybe refers to like the stripe and the big diffuser and that kind of stuff.
Okay.
And then Rated R, I mean, the guy put an extra R on the car.
Right. Yeah. I'm surprised their license plate isn't RRRRR.
Right. Right.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So yeah, that's my guess.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I appreciate Mark collecting all of these. Yeah, Volkswagen. So Ian, are you ready for the answers?
Yes.
I made this one so long ago. I made it back in January. I forgot. Here we go. Ian,
we're learning together.
You're wrong about the Silly R and the Rated R, unfortunately. Yeah. Maybe I should have let you pull up Tim's Instagram profile or shown you a picture from Tim's Instagram profile. Yeah, just to see if that would help sway it. But yeah. But you were right on the O Snap. Yeah. Uh-huh. I was wondering if you would think it was somebody cosplaying as an R when it wasn't really an R because it's debadged. Yeah.
Yeah, no. That was definitely a GTI. I think I don't like these R license plates.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't care for them.
Okay.
That's my whole. That's all I got.
End of sentence.
Don't like them.
Yeah. Like Rated R. Yeah, Silly R. Okay. Yeah. And also Silly R, like sillier, silly. Yeah. Right.
It's silver.
Yeah.
Why is it silly?
Yeah. I don't know.
That's the other thing is like in this segment.
Yeah.
The Golf R is the least silly car.
Right. Yeah.
It's not silly. It's also not even Rated R. Like it's not. It's the mature kind of button down one.
Right. Yeah. It's good. Yeah.
Yeah. But like you compare that to like a Focus RS,
Right. Yeah.
an N from, like those are like kind of rowdy and crazy.
Right. Yeah.
Like, or a Civic Type R,
Right.
any of the things you would cross shop with this are both sillier
Yeah.
and more dangerous.
Right.
So both of those plates make no sense.
You are correct. You are correct, Ian. Yeah.
Volkswagen people, get it together.
You need to bring this up at the meeting.
I know.
Yeah.
We need to talk about your brand new license plates, folks.
Yeah. Do you want me to drop in as a guest speaker?
Yeah. The best license plate would be like got a fuse.
See, there you go. Yeah. Sparky. Yeah.
Sparky.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Lean into it. Right. Yeah.
Blown fuse.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. But anyway, thank you, Mark, for sending those in.
Thank you, Mark. That's a good spot to see all of those.
Right? Yeah. Okay. Ian, please hit me with an album of the week.
Oh, yes.
We haven't had one from you for a while, Ian.
Yeah, because we had an interview last week. So this is sort of the indie record of the moment.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah.
There has been, in the last like 3 weeks, just a ton of great stuff that has come out.
Okay.
But one of the ones that I have just been like listening to nonstop is Prelude to Ecstasy. Oh my God, I'm having a Prelude to Ecstasy by the Last Dinner Party.
Last.
Yeah. Dinner Party. Yep.
Okay.
It is very theatrical.
Okay.
And over the top in spots, but it's just really, really good. Like it goes right up to, for me at least, I think everyone has different tolerances for like kind of like over the top theatrics in their music.
Yes.
And for me, it goes right up to the edge of being like a little too much, and then they always pull it right back.
Okay.
And so like I keep listening to it. Like the songs are great. There's some like really big sort of moments in it. The lyrics are all really cutting and great. It's a really, really intriguing album, and it's been very enjoyable to listen to pretty much nonstop. So
okay. Interesting. Yeah. Well, I mean, what genres do you say that this falls into?
I would say like art rock, like indie. It's definitely like indie rock, but like art rock. So it's sort of more like Black Country New Road. That was one of my favorite records last year.
Give me a couple. If you like this, you might like this. Yeah.
It reminds me a lot of like Kate Bush or like Talk Two Twins.
Okay.
There is a lot of like that like 80s era grandiose sort of thing going on. Maybe like some Eurythmics in there a little bit. Like things that are like
ethereal or like
like
kind
bombastic.
Of more operatic. Okay. Yeah.
Like operatic. Yeah.
Okay.
But with like some like weird little ethereal like Kate Bushy things in there as well.
Okay.
So yeah, it's a really cool combination.
Huh. Okay. I'm intrigued.
Yeah. I am very curious to know if you enjoy this or not, because it might be a little too over the top for you.
Sure.
Because there's like strings and horns and all sorts of crazy stuff. But they're pop songs, so they're not like super long or anything.
Right.
Most of the songs are like 3 minutes, sort of thing.
I never mind theatrics or kind of like just like a multitude of kind of inputs or like sounds like like woodwinds and stuff like that, like coming into a song. Like, but I always think about like this painting I saw at an art gallery forever ago, where it was pretty monochromatic and it was just texture, but it didn't go anywhere and it didn't do anything. Right. And so I always think a lot about like texture without reason. Right. And so like I like that stuff to have reason, right? In artwork, in music and stuff like that, like texture with a purpose and an intent. And I would assume that this delivers on that. Yeah.
It does. Yes.
Yeah.
Like there's lyrical payoffs to some of like the big builds and stuff. And then there's also just like, they never like the big things that they're doing, like the really bombastic things that they're doing.
Yeah.
They don't like stick around long enough to wear out their welcome.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like they kind of like pull it back when it gets like just too much.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always say like, I hate we've talked about this, both of us, drum sound is like a big.
Yeah. Very, 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 we have like dowsing rods for the things that we like and don't. Yeah.
Yes. And so drum sound for me, like one of the things that I hate is Broadway musical drum sound.
Okay. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this sort of music would ordinarily have that, and it never gets there. It never has that. So.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. I don't know. Check it out. It's really, really cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's sort of the thing that everybody's sort of talking about right now.
Okay. Nice. Yeah. The hip kids are going to be listening to this, folks. Yeah. Okay. All right.
All the hip 40-year-olds.
Yes. With Discog accounts. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Nice, man.
For sure.
Okay. Yeah. So this is the Last Dinner Party by Prelude to Ecstasy.
No, it's the other way around. Prelude to Ecstasy is the name of the album. The Last Dinner Party is the name of the band.
Yes. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. Right on, man. Okay. Yeah. Links will be in the YouTube description. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dave, I think we did a car show.
We did. I think I might have just turned Crypt Keeper on you, Ian, because I think me being able to pronounce ecstasy without thinking about it was like my last chip to cash in at the bar tonight. Yeah. I heard you mess it up and I was like, I'm going to be able to say it.
Everybody, send us your license plates and leave some reviews and tell some people that you like this. 720-515-1391 is the phone number. Apex adjacent everywhere else. Thank you. We love you. Goodbye.